Lockie, just in terms of not exactly leadership perhaps, but I wanted to go back to last year. You were part of the RCB side in the IPL, and you were part of one of the most remarkable comebacks that we have ever seen in a T20 league. Does first up, I mean, it's a two-part question. One is, what was the chat like in the dressing room at that time, and how did things turn around?
A great question, and certainly a great tournament to be a part of. A tough start for the team that year, and at times we were only losing by a little margins here and there, and we know in the IPL how small moments can change the whole entire game with the runs that are scored, and taking a great catch or getting wickets throughout can change the course of the innings. So probably really hard to nail down exactly what it was, but certainly from my point of view, learning from Faf and Andy about how they managed that situation. The RCB fans are very vocal and passionate because they want the team to win. So it was great learning and understanding when a team's struggling, how to control the environment, how to encourage players, how to sort of change that winning way in the middle of a competition where you don't have a lot of time to make adjustments really. You're just sort of learning as quick as possible from the last games. Also trying to read other games and see what is working that year. And I think for fast bowlers and bowlers in general, the IPL last year was pretty challenging. It was a lot of runs scored. So adjustments needed to be made, and sometimes they're just small adjustments that actually build pressure from both ends. So we managed to find a bit of a formula with the team last year into the back end, and you can see how just a small bit of confidence can change a team. But again, I don't think that just happened by mistake. It was certainly led by Faf, and his demeanour throughout the competition was very similar, whether we were losing or whether we were winning. It didn't matter. He was, a very even leader. Also, Virat was the same, and the conversations he was having in the changing rooms were controlled, and we knew that we were sort of short in a few areas at the start of the competition, and then we sort of tried to adjust them and managed to do that and have some success and just roll with that. But I think teams I've played in the past that has sort of ridden the emotions too much, it's very difficult to go deep into the tournament, because we know the game of cricket throws plenty of curveballs at you, and sometimes it's out of your control, and sometimes it's the name of the game, but also why the game is so exciting, because it can change at any point. So yeah, as you sort of said, there's a lot of learnings. I have been very privileged through my career to play under some great captains, and I think there are some similarities in their demeanour when things are going well and when things are going poorly or tough. So great to be part of that, and I guess just carrying this through to this tournament. We know we've played some good cricket. We've had some games where we've done really well. We've had some games where we've sort of had to fight really hard for those wins, and the lads have talked about that in the sheds, and that's a huge positive. But really at this point, it doesn't matter so much. We've got an exciting week coming up, so again, it starts tonight.
A lot of these international players from New Zealand, Australia and other countries, they are playing a lot in the subcontinent and in the Asian conditions a lot these days. And what do you think, like playing in a competition like the ILT20 in the UAE, how well does it prepare you for the Champions Trophy in the neighbouring Pakistan starting later this month?
First of all, it helps when your wife drops your coffee off in the morning, so that was nice of her. But yeah, there's no doubt that experience in these conditions counts for a lot. You can't buy that. It's very difficult to tell someone from New Zealand what it's like here until they come and experience it. But that's all part of the learning journey of a player. And again, I've had some time playing here in both the IPL. There was a World Cup here where I unfortunately got injured just before it, but was training and playing the build-up. And then again, very fortunate to have played quite a few years at the IPL and talked to bowling coaches who've had a lot of success, and obviously the players from those countries, trying to learn off them about what areas do work. We get a lot of feedback from a scouting point of view and numbers, but it's very difficult in times where you play in your own home country and you're used to having success bowling a certain way. Obviously the pitches are different when you come here, so it won't always work. So as you'll see with a lot of the international players, the ones who adjust the quickest to the conditions they're playing tend to have the most success. But you don't know how to adjust unless you've played here before. So it's an awesome part of the world to play. It really tests your skills in this part of the world, particularly as a fast bowler. You can't rely just purely on pace. I've sort of spoken about it before. Sometimes the faster you bowl, the faster it kind of leaves the ground. But at the same time, yeah, I think as I reflect back on my career from where I started to now, I like to think I've got a few tricks and try to read the game as best as possible. You know, sometimes you have nights where it doesn't happen and the batter plays well and they're allowed to do that. But that experience I've gained over time has helped me here, and I guess sometimes try to pass that information on to other bowlers. But even I've had some great conversations with Mohammed Amir, who's had so much experience in this part of the world, and it's nice to talk to him about how he sort of builds his overs in this part of the world and understands when it's time to attack and when it's time to defend and get out of the over. So it's an exciting part of the game that we play all around the world, and every country and every ground you play it is very different. Cricket's very unique in that sense, I think, so why probably we get so many fans so excited about the game. Yeah, look forward to a Champions Trophy. It's for me personally, it seems like a while away. There's a big week ahead, and I'm very much a game-by-game player. So we'll start tonight against DC, and then when Champions Trophy arrives, I'll look forward to joining the Black Caps group and then going from there. But certainly, yeah, some important games beforehand.
Udayan, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah. I just have one follow-up question. That is, you're talking about exchanging chats with Mohammad Amir. Anything specific that he told you which really helped you in this tournament? Any particular secret that he gave it out to you in terms of fast bowling is concerned?
No, I can't tell you that. It's a good effort though. Good effort, but certainly not. No, it's a very special fraternity to me, as the fast bowlers fraternity, and we're happy to share with each other even if we're not playing in the same team, which I think is awesome and something I really try to tap into. And certainly when I'm talking with young fast bowlers, I'm more than happy to pass on the knowledge that I've learned and try to understand how they bowl. But unfortunately, you guys won't get that access. So good effort.
Could you just talk about how is it to pick Tom Moody's brain at the Vipers? And second, are you excited to work with another Aussie in Ricky Ponting at Punjab?
Yeah, I'll start with Birds. That's my first experience with him. Seeing him around the ground, he's certainly a very welcoming guy to say g'day to, but nice to actually work closely with him this tournament. And he's exceptional at sort of empowering coaches and leaders within the group to take charge of the team, and so he certainly steps in when it's the right time. And every time he speaks, I think everyone in the room listens, because he's got so much wisdom and a wealth of knowledge around the game, having played all around the world and coached in a similar sense. He loves cricket and is certainly a student of the game as well. So nice to talk on a personal level just about my skill set, my bowling. I'm still trying to develop and get better and try to learn from mistakes that I'm making, but also from a leadership role now as well. In teams in the past, I'd like to think I played a bit of a leadership role with the fast bowlers, but now with captaincy it's been new responsibilities. But he's certainly one of the ones with Fozzie and the coaching staff have made it really easy on me, and I'm always very keen for feedback around how my captaincy has been, and he's been very specific and clear and helpful in that sense. So I think I've learned a lot from him, as well as Fozzie, Macca, Crow, and the coaches here in that sense. So look forward to another year, hopefully next year with them. But yeah, as I said, he's been great. And then I had Ricky with Washington Freedom, which was really exciting. Working with him, he coming with such a high pedigree of cricket skill, but also his leadership in groups and his knowledge around the game. It's nice to talk to batters sort of talk to them about what I'm thinking in a bowling sense in the moment, and then get the feedback from them. I think that's, again, the best thing about these franchise tournaments is I grew up watching Ricky and thinking how incredible he is, and now I get the opportunity to talk to him about cricket and what I think works and how he thinks my skill sets fit into it. So again, looking forward to another 2 months. He's obviously a keen golfer as well, so hopefully get in a few 4 balls with him and can talk some golf and cricket at the same time. But yeah, really looking forward to joining it back with him in a month or so.
Akash, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, I just have one more question. So, I mean, I was surprised by the wickets in the Middle East because Pacers have done well here. And also, could you just talk about your last 12 months? Because earlier you were somebody who was quite fiery, but over the last 12 months, you've been quite consistent and some remarkable feats, be it the 4 wickets against PNG or the hat-trick against Sri Lanka. So, how have you sort of maintained this consistency and how have you brought about your game?
Yeah, just on the wickets here again. Through the ILT, we've seen all 3 grounds have been quite different. The scores, the wickets have been different throughout. So it's important to adjust quickly on them. We've talked a lot about that within the group, but there are some sort of familiar themes that have come through that it's working. And thankfully, as I've said, we've got such experienced heads within our fast bowling department here. And it's nice to have Has to come in after the power play as well. We know how much of a wizard he is with his spin bowling. But yeah, as I said, it's been different. It's nice to see fast bowlers taking wickets. Yeah, always nice to see fast bowlers do well. I think conditions have suited us to a point, but at the same time, I think Huss is one of our top wicket takers, so I hope it spins for him. And then, sorry, the second question.
That was about the consistency, yeah.
Well, as you can see, I don't pay too much attention to what's happened in the past year. It's been nice. I think it's nice to have some good games for sure, but I'm just constantly trying to get better and trying to learn from other fast bowlers and coaches about my game and trying to make small adjustments. Constantly trying to deliver the ball differently or try to perceive the batters in different ways. It's such a fast-moving sport. If you're not moving forward, you potentially have the chance of getting left behind, and you can see within this competition how skilled the batters are and how quickly they're learning to play on the wickets that we've been playing on. So yeah, it's been nice to have some good results, but probably more so than that, it's just I've been part of some really awesome teams in the last year. As you said, RCB earlier was a great franchise to play for. I was with the Sydney Thunder. They just came short in the final, but a huge turnaround for that group of players and a really enjoyable group to play with. And then joining the Desert Vipers, it's been so nice just to fit into the group. We've got such a great environment here, and you can see why players are wanting to succeed and having some success because of the environment that's being created. And obviously we know the Black Caps is an awesome environment to play in, so just take learnings from all different teams, what's been doing well, and then obviously had the one championship in the year with Washington Freedom. So yeah, again, all great teams to play for. I don't think it's a fluke that they've had success because the environment that they've created has allowed players to express themselves with confidence and enjoy playing the game of cricket. But looking forward now, as I always do, one game at a time. So,
Lockie, which is the most bold moment in your career which you will remember in your whole life?
What's the most bold moment? What was that, sir?
Bold moment from your career which you will remember in your whole life till date.
Question. I still have fond memories of the 2019 World Cup, even though it didn't quite go our way in the end. But that couple of months there was quite a big turning point in my career, I think, from a confidence point of view. But just how far our team went. We weren't regarded as a top team in that tournament, and managed to make it to the finals. And whatever happened. But yeah, I think I still look back on that very fondly from my personal growth and learning about the game. And again, it was nice to have a little bit of success there. But yeah, it's probably pretty hard to. I guess I've been very fortunate that I've been part of some pretty successful teams. So probably hard to put in a specific game on.
Brian, just last question. Lockie, as there is India versus New Zealand in Champions Trophy, so what do you think? Who is a bigger challenge to tackle, Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli? You have to take one name and just tell me the reason. I know it's a difficult one.
Yeah, again, not really thinking that far ahead. I think we played them last, so obviously played them a lot in the past. Yeah, I'll cross that bridge later, but they're both very good players.